40 tons. So no answer, who made them, what was the purpose. The second location is the southern Costa Rica, close to the delta of the river Diquis. Americans found about 800 of them while they were planting the banana trees during the 1940s and 50s. 800 of them, again, no answer who made them, because the closest advanced civilization, like Mayas, they never had any settlement in Costa Rica. Belize, Honduras, Salvador, yes, but never in Costa Rica. So again, you have a mystery. Some of them are even on Easter Island. That's a volcanic piece of island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, who had technology to shape perfect stone balls. Again, mystery. Some of them are New Zealand. And now we have them in Bosnia. All remote areas. And they are always concentrated in a big concentration. So I think that's one of the prehistoric phenomena which deserves more study. Ja sam govorio profesoru da kugle koje sam ja vidio u svijetu su interesantne, posebno u zapadnom Meksiku, te sam pronašao najveće kamene kugle na svijetu do 4 metra visine, dakle preko 13 metara obima, težine i do 40 tona, sve su perfektne lopte. U blizini je vulkan, oko 35 km, ali je nemoguće da je vulkan izbacivao te kamene kugle samo na vrh jednog uzvišenja. Nadalje nalaze se i u Kostarici, gdje ih je pronađeno oko 800, kada su Amerikanci 1940-ih i 50-ih sadili plantaže banana. Također vidio sam ih i na Uskršnjem otoku, jedan mali otočić usred Pacifika, i postavlja se pitanje ko bi baš na tom otoku oblikovao pravilne sfere. Ima ih i u Novom Zelandu, a evo vidimo i u Bosni i Hercegovini, dakle uvijek u nekim udaljenim mjestima gdje do sada nije bilo traga neke od razvijenih civilizacija. Prema tome, to je jedna od misterija koja zaslužuje da se nadalje ispituje. Tell me, Dr. Nabil, after your short visit in Bosnia, 6 days, you're going to stay a couple of 3 more days, what would you say, in which directions we should focus our exploration and our research, and of course concerning the prehistorical period? What would be your advice to the foundation, but also to the other Bosnian cultural institutions and even the Bosnian government? What they should be, doing out of these discoveries? Pitao sam profesora Nabila, s obzirom na vrijeme koje je proveo u Bosni i Hercegovini tokom svoje posjete i informacije do kojih je došao u vezi od ovih otkrića, šta bi on savjetovao fondaciji, bosanskoj kulturnoj javnosti, institucijama, pa i uključujući vladu, u kom pravcu da se razvijaju dalja istraživanja?
There's plenty to do, certainly. I mean, generally speaking. But how to tackle the problem is to define your questions. First of all, you have to be able to investigate the architectural composition of each monument. Once you have revealed the architectural composition, you will need to translate this architectural composition into an account, into a sort of a story. And in the meantime, if you are lucky in these investigations, you should find stone implements, human remains, pottery, etc. I mean, I think things which are connected with man. Because all what we have up till now are terraces that are flat, undoubtedly man-made, very well and skillfully tiled, but that's all. So we assume that that is made by man. And this assumption is preoccupying us. But it's not enough. We do not want to live or go on the basis of assumptions or hypothesizing or bringing preconceived ideas ahead of us. That will be our worst enemy, to try to prove that what we are looking at is A or B or C. We have to go with our investigation and see where it leads us to. It doesn't have to make us happy. If we are seeking happiness, then we are really dreaming. We are seeking facts. And one fact beside another, on top of one another, will give you some grip of this riddle. Because the planning, we want to know the planning, how was it planned? And we want to know how the build-up of the monument was achieved. And was it by one generation, or was it by many generations, or separated by thousands of years? These are very, very difficult questions to come to. And I mean, when you tell somebody that this terrace was made by man, and then the terrace above was made by man 7,000 years later, the mind does not accept. It's not logical. So what we are finding, and the scientific explanation has to be logic. It isn't logic now. Now, there's another thing. Because we have one terrace, and then we have this tafla. We call it tafla in Egypt. It's clay. And we have the second terrace. Was this clay put by man? Was it transported by man and not by nature? These are very important questions. Because if it were made by man, and this would be a tremendous achievement, the 7,000 years may be reduced to 10 years, because it depends on the rate of depositing these matters. So, if the clay was brought by man, there should be a source of these clay, the quarries from which the clay was brought. And there have to be easy routes from the quarry to the building site. So there has to be quarrying, there has to be transportation, and then there has to be laying. This laying, of course, is just dumping. Okay, we have to go through another experiment. When we look at the section of your excavations, and we see the clay, does it look as if it was in stratified layers, or does it look as if it was just dumped by workers? What is the appearance of these two? You have to experiment. You have to get clay, pour it, make a section, and look and see, compare. And this may be a very simple way of concluding that these clay portions or build-ups, yes, are made by man. I would think that they were made by man, because I don't think that, a certain population or a certain country will start building one thing and then continue 7,000 years later and then continue. It's ridiculous. It is not acceptable by the mind. There has to be something else. But this something else has to be logical, has to be scientific. You have to be 100% sure, nothing is 100%, 90% sure that this was achieved that way. So, I mean, the Pyramid of the Moon allows you to discuss and think and argue these things. The Pyramid of the Sun is very difficult. It stands there with all its secrets inside, and it won't tell you anything yet, but you should find.
U odgovoru na pitanje u pogledu daljih pravaca aktivnosti, fondacije i istraživanja, profesor Nabil kaže da nas očekuje dosta posla. On je malo govorio o piramidi mjeseca i objašnjenjima za piramidu mjeseca. On govori o interasama koje su pravilno popločane, koje pokazuju da čovjek koji ih je radio bio je vrlo napredan, bio je odličan majstor. Međutim, ono što je činjenica, to je da te terase dijele nekoliko slojeva gline. Treba naći naučni odgovor otkud ti slojevi gline tamo. Piramida Sunca također je jedno ogromno svjetsko čudo koje se u ovom momentu za njega zapravo ne otvara. On misli da mi tek treba da nađemo odgovore i za ovu kamenu strukturu. Prema tome, ispred nas je još dosta posla. Ja bih se u ovom momentu zahvalio profesoru Nabilu na gostovanju u ovoj emisiji i svakako na dolasku u Bosnu i Hercegovinu.